So I'm really tired. I just got my second COVID shot and I just kind of want to lay in bed and do nothing. I don't feel bad, I'm just tired. But my husband is working on the shed because it's a super nice day to work on the shed. He just got a brick seek alert because he does extreme brick seek. That a product he's been selling for around 70, I think the rank is like 2,000, it's ridiculous. Just dropped to 15 at one of our stores. He's been buying them when they hit 20. So that's a really good find, and I'm like, I will just go check it out for you. It's fine, not a big deal, because I have other business in that town anyway. So yeah, fingers crossed. Let's go see if we can find some. Walmart's just down the street, but I remembered this Goodwill exists and I haven't been here in forever, so I stopped and I'm glad I did. So I found a Wii remote and nunchuck thing for $10.99. You know, that's kind of high, but I like having them around for when I find Wii's, so you know, it's just a convenience thing, so I can just sell them right away as a set with the system. And then I found a this goes to a wireless controller for the original Xbox. It's the like adapter, not adapter, what do you call those, the receiver. $1.99, that sells for like 25. These though, holy shit. I saw one on the shelf. It doesn't have a UPC, so I just had to look it up. I will let the comps speak for themselves, but the best part, there was two. After that quick pit stop, I arrive at Walmart. I've never actually had to locate these before, so let's grab a cart and see if we can find them. My husband said they should be in automotive if they haven't been moved to clearance, so let's check there first. Nothing in aisle 1. Nothing in aisle 2. Oh wait, here they are. Hiding on the bottom shelf, piled up. Plentiful and properly priced too. That's surprising since when things are actually marked, they don't always last. Time to clear the shelf. Is there anything better than brick seek counts actually being accurate? They had all 22 they were supposed to have. But you can't just come to Walmart and not check the clearance aisle, right? Let's just do some quick little scanning. Not seeing anything cool, but sometimes you need to scan anyway just in case. I filmed this back in May and it's now October, so I'm very interested to see how some of this stuff changed in price and maybe some of it would have been worth buying and holding. Keepa shows these beauty bubbles have been relatively unchanged around $11.99 with a rank of 227,000. The net profit on these would be a little under my 100% ROI goals. Yes, I know I'm stingy, but I'm glad to have left these. Side note, when I talk about 100% ROI, what I mean is my net profit needs to be the same or greater than what I paid for the item. In this case, the item is $375, so my net profit needs to be $375 or greater. With these sort of ballpark numbers, I'm coming in at $293 profit for FBA. That is below $375, which means it's below 100% ROI, the way I do numbers. You might calculate differently or have different ways of picking your inventory, and that's completely fine. We're all free to run our businesses the way that works for us. I'm just telling you how I run mine. Lots of sanitizers. Gosh, I can't wait until we are done seeing all this clearance sanitizer that nobody wants. I tend to gravitate towards health and beauty, so let's check this TheraWorks out. Price has stayed about the same. There was no money to be made then, and there's no money to be made now. This Velociraptor Charlie for $6.69 would have been a good grab. Jurassic World stuff in my experience does tend to rise over time, but it looks like I wouldn't have even had to wait. Not sure why I didn't stop to scan it. I've found these Pac-Man roller coasters as low as $5. I gave one to my kid, but I would never bother reselling it, it's super cheapy. Missed another dinosaur. Sensodyne for $3. Amazon stays on the listing, so I'm not really interested. But Heather, what if it's discontinued? I see this a lot with people falling into this trap. They think just because something's on clearance, it's automatically discontinued. That is not always the case. That just means Walmart is getting rid of it for whatever reason. You should always do your own independent research to figure out if something's discontinued. Do not just go by store tags or clearance. A Playmobil set, not much cheaper than the Amazon price. That's pretty typical. Hey, that doesn't look like a clearance tag. Although, there was still some meat on the bones at 40. That one might not have been such a bad pickup. That makes 2 items I passed over that I could have made money on. These zero pictures were everywhere this summer and not very special. filters can be great if you find them cheap enough. Not this one though, the price is pretty close to retail. But these LG filters look promising. Look how much of a discount off the original price they are. If only I were ungated for LG. Unfortunately, I'm not. And this is one of those things where there's a huge disparity between the Amazon and eBay prices. It's not worth it to sell on eBay at all at this price. Time to check out. All the units came to $351. All loaded up and ready to take this gold home. But as I've said in other videos, I never come all the way out somewhere for one stop. I always check around for other places I can go to max out the trip profits, like this grocery store. Behold, one of my favorite flips of the summer. Once I found out this chain carried white label night Axe, I started hitting every location I could and was able to pull up 17 units. With a buy cost of around $4 a bottle and a sell for $45 each, yes, $45 per bottle, these were a stellar moneymaker for me, and it's also a good seller on eBay if you're not ungated for X. As you can see, the Go Powers absolutely flew at $70 a piece, with some folks buying more than one. All 22 units sold that weekend for a gross sale of around $1,500. After shipping and fees, we were left with maybe $600 profit. That's not bad for one trip in one weekend. Although at the time, 70 was a decent flip, the prices have continued to rise, so if we had held, we could have made even more. But that's okay, this can be your opportunity to make money if you find some. And don't worry, this isn't exclusive to Amazon. eBay sellers can get in on it too. And BrickSeek still shows some stores may have stock, so the best part of this flip is some of you may be able to still get in on it. I'll leave a link to this item on BrickSeek in my description, just put in your zip code and see if it comes up. BrickSeek is notoriously wrong, but hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you find some, please be sure to let me know in the comments or on Instagram because I love seeing you guys win. When you're married to somebody that has a full-time 9-to-5 job but loves reselling on the side, you spend weekends outsourcing. This weekend, we were after one of my husband's absolute favorite things to flip, clearance calculators. He buys them when they go on clearance, in this case $8 a piece, and sells them closer to back to school time when they surge in price for about 2 weeks. It pays to let the workers know you buy large quantities of clearance. A lot of them are happy to get rid of stuff. And this electronics worker was no exception. He had a box of stuff he was marking down behind the counter. Nothing great, but it was nice of him to see us scanning and alert us to more markdowns. When we asked about the Go Powers, which were still $40 at this location, he knew what we were talking about and mentioned a manager might be willing to lower the price for us, although that manager was not working today. I've never had success with a Walmart manager marking something down for me, but I'll keep that in mind. If you have, please let me know in the comments. We finish out the trip buying all the $8 calculators. In August, my husband sold every last one for $25.95. You'll see towards the end that the same customer kept buying. We determined he was a drop shipper from Amazon, where my husband was still gated for Texas Instruments. He moved 89 in the month of August when he sold out, and he sold 128 total since the listing's creation. That's over $2,000 in sales in a month from just a few weekend Walmart sweeps of calculators. Another weekend, another chase. This time we're after markdown DS games. Walmart would no longer be selling DS games, and they clearanced a lot of first-party Nintendo titles down to just $9.88 a piece. Some would be worth holding for a better price since there's bound to be a tidal wave of resellers on these. Others like Ultra Sun sell well, no holding required. And of course, some 3-cent games. These were marked much higher but rang up for 3 cents, and some Walmarts are getting uppity about that and not letting people buy them, but we made it out just fine. Here's everything we grabbed that weekend from probably 7 stores. Only one of each of the best ones, Ultra Sun and Bowser's Inside Story, but that's okay. When has buying and holding first-party Nintendo titles ever not been a winning strategy? On to our last weekend Walmart trip for the month of May. Oh my god, Ponderosa! RIP! Anyway, we're here for more Go Power that just dropped in price. We're having trouble finding them and asked the woman in automotive. Turns out, another reseller got to them first to put in his flea market booth. Ouch.
I asked him, I said, well, you don't put them online or going for sale or what? He said, yeah, there's flea market items.
Right.
I'm like,
That's just the way it goes sometimes, you have to be quick. But that's okay, we'll take the parting gift of clearance Halo Mega Constructs. These are another buy and hold. My husband's really into Halo and has a feeling these will go up over the next year as several of his Halo items have, so might as well load up while you can. This video has been a lot about what my husband does at Walmart, but what do I look for while I'm at Walmart? Well, besides scanning the clearance, I gravitate towards toys. I look for certain cars that I know are valuable or make predictions on what will be. I had been keeping an eye out for Boulevard Toyota Truenos since I was selling those for $25 each on Amazon. They're now up to $40. I have one left and I'm holding until it reaches $50. Same thing with the monster trucks. I was looking for the Wienermobile, which I sold for $25. A lot of these monster trucks go up a little bit once they're not in stock anymore and make a decent replan. I also like to look for the rare twisty pets. In this case it's Shiner's puppy, but it's not here today. Ah, look, my old flame. Last year I was doing some retail arbitrage on these cheesesteak seasonings because they're not available on the Blackstone website and they became scarce towards the end of August. So I scooped them up and sold them for $20 a piece. They're more common this year and not worth doing that again. But it just goes to show there's opportunities for making money anywhere, even if it's not a markdown. Lastly, on the way home we spotted a Goodwill we'd never been to. We're pretty far from home here, and of course we had to stop. There wasn't a lot to see, but I did take notice of this Harley price list. It wasn't worth anything, but it's always good to try and comp Harley stuff. This Goodwill was kind of empty and mostly a bust, but I did end up buying this whole basket of Halloween-themed toy clips. They were $1 each, and at the time of editing, I've sold a few for $19 and up. So those were an amazing find and really easy to overlook. We came outside to a rainbow to end this journey. How perfect. I hope you enjoyed seeing what a typical weekend looks like for us, and how even if you have a 9 to 5, you can still make a grind on the weekend if that's what you choose to do. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you stayed all the way through my video. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you'll see future videos, and maybe leave a like or a comment. I read them all. Now I hope you feel inspired to get out there, have fun, and find something good.